God continues the Bible motivation. 12 brutal truths that will change your financial life forever. Number 1, money controls you, and you don't even realize it until it's too late. How many times have you felt like you're just surviving, paying bills and waiting for your next paycheck? That's not freedom. It's modern slavery. The question is, are you going to continue in this invisible prison? Or are you going to finally take control of your financial life? Imagine waking up every day feeling like you're racing against time, just trying to keep up with your bills, without being able to plan for the future. Most people live exactly like this, trapped in an endless cycle of work, bills, and financial worries. But have you ever stopped to think about who is really in control of your life? If you depend exclusively on a salary, money is the boss. Your boss decides how much you earn. Your bills decide how much you can spend, and your bank balance determines what you can and can't do. That's not freedom. It's an invisible prison. Now, imagine a different scenario. You wake up without the pressure of an alarm clock because you've already built sources of income that work for you. Your bills are paid with money that comes in automatically, and you can decide whether you want to travel, invest in a new project, or simply spend more time with your family. This is the true concept of financial freedom, and it is within your reach. The first step to escaping this trap is to realize that you cannot depend on just one source of income. Millionaires don't work for money. They make money work for them. The difference between those who live enslaved by the system and those who become financially free is in the mindset. Now, pay attention. The system was not designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you work your entire life, pay taxes, get into debt, and die without ever having experienced true freedom. But you can get out of this game, and it all starts with a decision. There are 3 fundamental steps to regain control of your financial life. 1, create an emergency fund. If you're always counting on your next paycheck to survive, you are vulnerable. The first goal is to build a fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your expenses. 2, create sources of extra income. Start small. It could be a freelance service, an online business, smart investments, or any other way to generate money in addition to your main job. 3, invest and multiply your money. It is not enough to save money. You need to make it grow. Real estate funds, stocks, and other forms of investment can turn small amounts into a fortune over time. Oh, if you continue following the traditional path, waiting for salary increases, trusting the government pension, and spending everything you earn, you will always be tied to money. But if you decide to act now, you can change your destiny and achieve a life where you make your own rules. Oh, now I ask you, do you want to continue being held hostage by the system, or will you take control of your financial life? Change is in your hands. How much longer are you going to wait to transform your financial life? If you want to start this journey, share this message and join the financial freedom revolution. Number 2, now listen to this big lie that keeps you poor. Be careful with this thought. If I earn more money, my life will be perfect. This is the biggest self-deception there is. The truth? If you don't know how to manage 1,000 Brazilian reals, you won't know how to manage 100,000 Brazilian reals either. Wealth doesn't come from how much you earn, but from how much you know how to keep and multiply. 12 brutal truths that will change your financial life forever. Oh, imagine waking up every day feeling like you're racing against time. Just try to keep your bills up to date, unable to plan for the future. Most people live exactly like this, trapped in an endless cycle of work, bills, and financial worries. But have you ever stopped to think about who is really in control of your life? Oh, if you depend exclusively on a salary, money is the boss. Your boss decides how much you earn. Your bills decide how much you can spend, and your bank balance determines what you can and can't do. This is not freedom. It is an invisible prison. Oh, now, imagine a different scenario. You wake up without the pressure of an alarm clock because you've already built sources of income that work for you. Your bills are paid with money that comes in automatically, and you can decide whether you want to travel, invest in a new project, or simply spend more time with your family. This is the true concept of financial freedom, and it is within your reach. Oh, the first step to escaping this trap is to become aware that you cannot depend on just one source of income. Millionaires do not work for money. They make money work for them. The difference between those who live enslaved by the system and those who free themselves financially is in the mindset. Oh, now, pay attention. The system was not designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you work your whole life, pay taxes, get into debt, and die without ever having experienced true freedom. But you can get out of this game, and it all starts with a decision. There are 3 fundamental steps to regain control of your financial life. 1. Create an emergency fund. If you're always counting on your next paycheck to survive, you are vulnerable. The first goal is to build a fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your expenses. 2. Create sources of extra income. Start with something small. It could be a freelance service, an online business, smart investments, or any other way to generate money in addition to your main job. 3. Invest and multiply your money. It is not enough to save money, you need to make it grow. Real estate funds, stocks, and other forms of investment can turn small amounts into a fortune over time. If you continue following a traditional path, waiting for salary increases, trusting in the government pension, and spending everything you earn, you will always be tied to money. But if you decide to act now, you can change your destiny and achieve a life where you make your own rules. Now I ask you, do you want to continue being held hostage by the system, or will you take control of your financial life? Your mindset may be keeping you poor, and you don't even realize it. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to attract money and opportunities, while others are always struggling to make ends meet? This isn't just luck. The difference is in the way they think about money. If you believe that money is hard to come by, that wealth is for few, or that those born poor die poor, your own mind is sabotaging you. Limiting thoughts are like invisible handcuffs that prevent you from growing. The truth is that money follows those who know how to attract it. Rich people see money as a tool that can be learned, mastered, and multiplied. They don't wait for luck or miracles. They create wealth with strategy and discipline. Oh, how to change your mindset and attract wealth? 1. Identify and eliminate limiting beliefs. If you grew up hearing that money is dirty or that rich people are greedy, it's time to reprogram your mind. 2. Start thinking like a millionaire. Ask yourself, how would a rich person act in this situation? This simple change in perspective can transform your financial decisions. 3. Invest in financial knowledge. The more you learn about money, the more natural it becomes in your life. Read books, attend lectures, and connect with people who have already achieved success. Oh, here's the secret. Money is a direct reflection of your mindset. If you want more money, start by changing the way you think about it. Number 3, the invisible thief that is stealing your future. You need to act fast. Your money is slipping through your fingers without you even realizing it. Small expenses, impulse purchases, and a lack of financial plan are a black hole that devours your future. If you don't have a budget, be sure you've already lost this battle before it even begins. 1. Imagine a shadowy enemy that works in the shadows, sneaky and relentless, draining your vital energy and your dreams without you realizing it. We're not talking about horror stories or conspiracies. We're talking about something very real, something that is, right now, undermining your chances of building a solid future. This invisible thief has a name: the lack of control over your financial habits. It's stealthy, it's lethal, and it's in control while you don't act. Have you ever felt the weight of guilt after an impulse purchase? Or that unsettling feeling that money seems to vanish into thin air, but you can't quite put your finger on it? This is the modus operandi of the invisible thief. He takes advantage of every small, unnecessary expense, every momentary whim, every lack of financial planning. 1. Every penny that disappears without explanation is a victory for him and a defeat for you. Make no mistake, the problem is not the obvious big expenses, but rather the small leaks that you ignore. An expensive coffee, an app you never use, that irresistible promotion that never brought you real value. In the end, these details accumulate and create a black hole that sucks your future with voracity. Have you already lost the battle before you realize it? 2. If you don't have a budget, the answer is yes. Without a clear financial plan, you are handing over the keys to your safe to the invisible thief. Without a critical look at your expenses and income, you are allowing him to operate freely, without resistance. And with each day that passes without action, the impact becomes greater, like an avalanche about to collapse. But there's a way out. Stop him now. 3. What can you do to put an end to this? First, you need to identify the enemy. Ask yourself, where exactly is my money going? Take a close look at your spending. Every dollar needs to be recorded, categorized, and analyzed. This isn't optional. It's your weapon against the thief. Next, arm yourself with a solid budget. Make a list of all your income and expenses. Set clear limits on unnecessary spending and commit to honoring them. Every conscious decision you make is a surefire strike against the invisible thief. 5. And don't forget to include financial goals in your arsenal. Do you want to buy a car, travel the world, or invest in your financial security? Set deadlines and amounts. When you have a clear goal, it's harder for the thief to lead you astray. 6. The price of inaction will always be very high and subtle. If you think you can put off this decision, think again. Inaction has a high price, and you don't want to pay it. Every day you remain in the cycle of eternal work is one less day to build a better future. 7. But you have the power to change that. You can turn the tables, take control, and create a life where money works for you. The choice is yours, but time is running out. Don't let the invisible thief steal your future. Play to win. 8. If you think this is an exaggeration, think about the alternative. Let the thief continue, and you will face an uncertain future, full of regrets and missed opportunities. Every day you ignore the problem, you are accumulating an emotional and financial debt that will not be easy to pay off. 9. But you can turn the tables. You can take control, wrest the power from the thief's hands, and invest in what really matters, your financial freedom. Don't let the invisible control your life. Make the invisible visible. Fight and win. Number 4, rich versus poor. The mindset that separates those who get rich from those who get stuck in failure. The game of wealth is not just about numbers. It's about strategy and mindset. It's not about luck or opportunity, but how you view and use money. The rich understand that money is a powerful tool, a cog that drives their lives. They make money work for them, creating passive income, investing in assets, and finding ways to multiply their resources. On the other hand, many remain stuck in a cycle of trading time for money until the end of their lives. The essential difference is in the way of thinking. The rich do not see money as an end, but as a means to achieve freedom and opportunity. They seek financial knowledge, take calculated risks, and develop consistent habits of growth and savings. Meanwhile, those who remain in scarcity often avoid risk, are afraid of failure, and live with limiting beliefs, such as I can't do it or this is not for me. Think about daily habits. Small impulsive expenses, that extra coffee or an unnecessary purchase, may seem insignificant at the time, but over time they represent significant lost values. On the other hand, wealthy people adopt discipline, reinvest their earnings, and accumulate assets that provide them with stability and freedom. The game of wealth. Choose your destiny before it's too late. Imagine an invisible chessboard, where every decision you make is a move that defines the course of your life. On one side, there are the strategists, the masters of the game of wealth. They know the rules, see beyond the obvious, and turn challenges into opportunities. On the other side, there are the unsuspecting, trapped in an endless cycle of work and survival, like pawns controlled by a ruthless system. The question that resonates is, which side are you on? And more importantly, how can you escape the wrong side before it's too late? The wealthy have a vision. They understand that money is a tool, not a goal. They invest in knowledge, create passive income systems, and refuse to be held hostage by the fear of failure. Meanwhile, many remain trapped in limiting beliefs, such as, I don't have enough to invest, or I'm not good with numbers. These ideas are like invisible chains that keep millions off the chessboard wealth. Every day that passes without taking control of your finances, you are losing time, the one resource that can never be recovered. And while you hesitate, strategists continue to advance, accumulating wealth, freedom, and choice. The reality is harsh but liberating. If you don't play strategically, you are automatically playing to lose. Shocking statistics reveal that less than 10% of the world's population controls more than 75% of global wealth, not because they were born into privilege, but because they learned and acted while the rest continued to wait for a windfall that never came. The key is in the mindset. changing the way you view money and adopting habits that propel you to victory. You are faced with a choice. Continue to live paycheck to paycheck, trapped in a cycle of survival, or finally take the reins and become a master of the game of wealth. The board is in front of you and the clock is ticking. What will be your next move? The game has begun. Are you ready to win or lose? Time is against you. As your eyes scan these words, the clock ticks relentlessly, ticking away every second that separates you from a future full of possibilities or frustrations. What you do today is a turning point. Every choice postponed, every unplanned step, every "I think about this later" is another step toward financial chaos. And here's the truth that many don't want to face. In the game of wealth, there is no room for spectators. You are playing whether you like it or not. The difference is that some play strategically, take control and dictate the rules, while others let circumstances choose for them and inevitably lose. Alarming statistics show that less than 10% of the world's population controls the majority of global wealth, not because they were born into privilege, but because they learned something that others ignore. Money is not about luck. It's about vision. They didn't wait for the right moment. They created the right moment. Meanwhile, most people work hard but aimlessly, trading time for money until time just runs out. You're asking yourself, where do I fit into all this? Great question. And the answer is uncomfortable but powerful. The future is in your hands right now. What will you do with it? Will you continue to live on autopilot, or will you take control of the game? Even though the clock is already ticking, the choice is yours. The board is in front of you, and your next move is what defines your trajectory. But remember, if you hesitate, you don't just waste time, you lose the game. Are you ready to break this cycle, or will the clock continue to work against you? The cycle of eternal work. How to escape and take control of the game. Imagine a life where each day becomes an exhausting repetition. You wake up early, rush to work, and endure endless hours of effort, all just to make ends meet and survive. Deep down, you sense that something is wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This seemingly inevitable cycle saps your energy, crushes your dreams, and gradually erases your hope for a better future. But here's the truth no one tells you. This pattern isn't just imposed by external circumstances. It's maintained by a mindset that traps you. What separates those who thrive from those who remain trapped in the cycle of eternal work? The answer lies in strategy. While many live paycheck to paycheck, trading time for money, the wealthy take a radically different path. They make their money work for them. Every dollar that comes in isn't just spent. It's transformed into opportunities, multiplied by investments, and directed toward creating passive income. This difference in mindset is what defines a game of wealth. While some live to pay bills, others build assets. And that doesn't mean the journey is easy or that it doesn't require effort. It means that the effort is directed toward creating freedom, not perpetuating survival. The wealthy understand that money is not just currency. It is a powerful resource that, when used strategically, can open doors, create security, and buy something valuable: time. The problem is that most people don't realize that time is running out on them. Every day spent without a clear financial plan is a day wasted, one day closer to an uncertain future. Statistics show that almost 80% of people live without significant savings, while a minority who master the rules of the game accumulate 75% of global wealth. This is no coincidence. It is a result of an intentional and disciplined approach. The good news? This cycle can be broken. It requires courage to take control, a willingness to learn about financial literacy, and, above all, action. Breaking impulsive spending habits, saving strategically, and investing, even if modestly, are the first steps to getting out of the cycle of eternal work. It is a journey, yes, but the destination is worth every effort. The choice is before you. Will you remain a prisoner of a system that consumes everything you have, time, energy, and dreams? Or will you take the first step towards financial freedom? The game has already begun, and the board is in your hands. The clock is ticking. What will be your next move? The thief of time and opportunities. But there's a silent enemy in this game: procrastination. Every day you put off making a decision to change your financial approach is a day lost. It's like standing on a battlefield with no weapons, waiting for luck to save you. Spoiler, it won't. Pure procrastination. And this is a silent enemy that steals your dreams of greatness. Imagine a room full of opportunities, paths to wealth, freedom, and fulfillment. Now visualize a door between you and these possibilities. That door only opens with action. Procrastination is a lock that keeps it closed, and while you hesitate, time, relentless, slips through your fingers. One day, you wake up and realize that everything you wanted is stuck on the other side, unattainable. But there's one choice that can change everything, and that choice needs to start now. Shocking statistics reveal that 20% of the adult population is affected by chronic procrastination. This isn't just occasional delay. It's a repetitive pattern that steals time, energy, and results. Studies show that procrastinators are more likely to miss out on opportunities for financial and professional growth. Do you think it's just a case of, I'll do it tomorrow? Think again. That tomorrow never comes. And while you're putting it off, someone more determined is already taking over the space you wanted to occupy. And here's the scary part. While you procrastinate, the world keeps turning. The market changes, opportunities disappear, and lost time never comes back. As written in Ecclesiastes 11, verse 4, he who watches the wind will not sow, and he who looks at the clouds will not reap. This passage, although ancient, carries a universal lesson. Hesitation is a path to stagnation. Looking at circumstances without taking action only perpetuates the cycle of inertia. Procrastination is not about lack of time. It's about lack of priority and discipline. What separates those who achieve well from those who remain mediocre is the ability to act in the face of uncertainty. Rich people don't wait for the perfect moment. They create actions even in imperfect conditions. They understand that every day lost is an opportunity wasted. The motivation to break this cycle is simple. Your dreams are worth the effort starting now. Think of the freedom that comes with a bold decision. Planning your finances, investing time in strategic learning, and creating small daily goals are the antidotes to procrastination. Start small, but start today. Every step counts. Every conscious decision is a hammer blow against the lock that keeps the door closed. The truth is, you already have everything you need to defeat this silent enemy. The choice is not tomorrow or after everything is perfect. It is now, as you read this. The clock is ticking and your financial story is waiting to be written. Don't be a victim of time. Be its master. Procrastination has no power over those who take action. The choice is yours, but the price is high. You are at a fork in the road. One path leads to control, freedom, and wealth. The other leads to endless work, dependency, and regret. Which one do you choose? Before you answer, understand that the choice is not just about money. It's about how you want to live your life. If you choose to ignore the rules of the game, you're handing your future over to chance. And chance is not kind. It doesn't care about your dreams, your goals, or your family. It is ruthless, and its only mission is to keep you stuck in the cycle. How to turn the tables, the good news is that you can turn the tables now, but you need to act fast. Here are the first steps to turning the tables. 1. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Learn about investments, passive income, and financial strategies. Every piece of information you acquire is a weapon against the cycle of endless work. Create opportunities that take you to the next level. 2. Create a plan. It's not enough to want to change. You need a plan. Set clear goals, establish a budget, and commit to following the plan. 3. Invest in the future. Don't spend all your money on momentary pleasures. Invest in something that can generate long-term returns. It could be a business, stocks, or even education. 4. Act now. The biggest mistake you can make is waiting. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and every second wasted is a wasted opportunity. If you think you can put off this decision, think again. Inaction has a high price, and you don't want to pay it. Every day you remain in the cycle of eternal work is one less day to build a better future. But you have the power to change that. You can turn the tables, take control, and create a life where money works for you. The choice is yours, but time is running out. Don't let the invisible thief steal your future. Play to win. Number 5, the illusion of consumption. What's keeping you from getting rich? The joy of buying something new fades quickly, but the debts remain. If you want to get rich, You need to stop spending money trying to impress people who don't even care about you. Your focus should be on multiplying it, not spending it. Every time you buy something new, the immediate pleasure of the achievement is like a burst of fireworks. Intense, brilliant, but extremely fleeting. The novelty wears off before you even realize it. But the debts remain like persistent shadows, draining your energy and creating an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. That, my friend, is the illusion of consumption, an invisible enemy that keeps you from your greatest dreams of wealth and freedom. And why does this happen? Because we're conditioned to believe that more is always better. We want to impress others with clothes, cars, and status. But here's a reality check. The people you're trying to impress probably don't care. They're so caught up in their own lives that they barely notice. Meanwhile, you're compromising your financial future for approval that will never come. Revealing data shows that around 70% of people spend impulsively without thinking about the long-term effects. At the same time, an alarming number of consumers live paycheck to paycheck, unable to accumulate wealth. Why? Because money goes straight to things that are fleeting and don't generate real value. Impulse buying is no small problem. It's an invisible barrier that turns financial freedom into an increasingly distant dream. Want a practical example of how the rich think differently? They don't see money as a ticket to impress. They see it as a resource to multiply. Every dollar invested in assets, whether a business, stocks, or real estate, is a step towards building a future where money works for them. Meanwhile, many remain trapped in the pursuit of the next new toy, accumulating debt, and moving away from true financial freedom. As it is written in Proverbs 21, verse 20, "In the house of the wise there is stored food and oil, but a fool devours everything he can." This passage serves as a powerful reminder. Wisdom is knowing how to save, invest, and use resources strategically. It is about building a wealth that not only sustains, but also amplifies your possibilities. And how do you break this cycle? It starts with a simple recognition. Wealth is not about spending, but about accumulating and multiplying. Stop right now and reflect on your financial habits. Are you spending to impress, or are you investing to grow? Every purchase you put off to save is a small step towards a big win. Here's the challenge. Transform your perspective on money. Adopt a strategic approach. Before you spend on something new, ask yourself, will this bring me value in the long run? Start by creating a financial plan, even if it is small. Set clear goals. Save a little each month. Invest what you can, even if it seems small. It is the combination of these steps that will take you out of the cycle of consumption and put you on the path to true wealth. And now comes the most important part: action. The clock is ticking, and every day that goes by without you taking control of your money is a day lost. Procrastination is no longer an option. Your wealth is waiting for you, but it depends on what you do today. Remember, the focus should be on multiplying, not spending. Are you ready to get off the consumer wheel and build a millionaire future? Your transformation starts now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Because in the end, what really matters is not what you have, but who you become. Number 6. Debt is like a bottomless pit that sucks your freedom and steals your future. If you keep ignoring it, one day it will be too late. Imagine the continuous sound of a clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Now visualize this sound coming from a time bomb that is tied to your financial life. Every second that passes is another step towards disaster, another moment when the impact is inevitable. This is not an exaggeration, it is reality. Your debts are accumulating interest, expanding like a snowball while you try to ignore them. But in the end, there is no escape. The question that matters is, what are you going to do before it is too late? Statistics are clear and frightening. Data shows that more than 60% of people have some form of active debt, and almost 30% cannot pay even the minimum amount required each month. The result of this? Ruthless numbers such as interest that erodes your income, constant anxiety, and dreams that go down the drain. And the worst part, while you hesitate, your debts don't hesitate. They keep growing, taking up space until there's nothing left but regret. Debt is much more than an unpaid bill. It's a silent thief. It steals your freedom, takes away your peace of mind, and destroys future possibilities. You become hostage to something that in many cases, began with seemingly small decisions. That purchase and installments that seem harmless, that temporary loan to solve an immediate problem. But little by little, debt turns your life into a maze with no way out. And do you know what's worse? The feeling of paralysis it causes. You look at the numbers and feel a crushing weight, as if it were impossible to get out of it. But here's the harsh and liberating truth. You can change this reality now. Ignoring debt won't make it go away. On the contrary, with each day that passes without action, the ticking of the bomb gets louder, more threatening. Do you want a practical example to visualize the impact of debt on your life? Imagine that your debt is like a leak in a boat. At first, it seems small, almost insignificant. But as long as you wait to react, the water keeps coming in, filling the boat. Ignoring the problem doesn't stop the leak. It only guarantees that the boat will eventually sink. The solution? Take immediate action. Plug the leak and start pumping out the water. As Proverbs 22 verse 7 says, "The rich rule over the poor. The borrower is slave to the lender." This passage is not just a warning. It's a call to action. Allowing debt to control your life is accepting financial slavery. But just as you got into this cycle, you can get out of it. It will take effort, yes, but it's worth it because the prize is your freedom. So where do you start? First, face reality. List all your debts, big and small. Second, create a plan. Negotiate terms. Prioritize the highest interest payments. And most of all, stop accumulating new debt. Every little step matters. Every dollar you save and put toward eliminating your debt is a hammer blow to the clock that's threatening to explode. If you need extra motivation, think about what's at stake. Imagine what your life would be like without the weight of debt. Freedom to invest in your future, to make dreams come true that seem distant today, to live without that constant feeling of suffocation. This vision is not a fantasy. It's a real possibility, but depends on what you decide to do today. The clock is ticking. You're one step away from losing everything. Have you ever heard stories of millionaires who lost everything? Without planning and financial intelligence, you're always one step away from collapse. The next crisis could wipe out everything you have. Number 7, the last move, turn ideas into action. The money game is not complicated, but it requires courage to play, learn, plan, and above all, act. Those who just watch from the sidelines never win. Remember that the board is in front of you, and the next move is in your hands. Will you play to win or just keep dreaming? Now is the time to make your choice. Time is ticking, and every second lost is a wasted opportunity. Get in the game and master the rules. Those who understand always win. Financial life is like a large chessboard, where each decision is a move that can change the course of the game. The game is not complicated, but it requires courage to participate and commitment to win. Many prefer to just watch from the sidelines, hoping that some financial miracle will change their story. But here's the hard truth. Those who don't play never win. Success belongs to those who face the board with strategy and action. How many times have you caught yourself planning, dreaming, or imagining what would be like to achieve financial freedom, but never took the first step? This behavior is common, but it is also dangerous. Every day you hesitate is a day lost, a wasted opportunity to grow and prosper. As Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established." This verse reminds us of the importance of acting with purpose and confidence, but also reinforces that plans only work when there is movement. The first step in the money game is to overcome the fear of making mistakes. Many people are paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choices. But here's the secret. The biggest mistake is to do nothing. Every move on the board, even imperfect ones, is an opportunity to learn. And learning is what turns dreams into results. Before you move your pieces, it is essential to have a plan. Number 8, learn the rules. Knowledge is the power that separates winners from spectators. Study investments, passive income, and saving strategies. Just like in a game of chess, knowing the rules and predicting moves is what guarantees victory. As Albert Einstein pointed out about compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world. Those who understand win, those who don't pay. After learning and planning, the real magic is in taking action. Nothing happens without movement. Procrastination is the greatest enemy in the game of money. It steals opportunities and perpetuates cycles of stagnation. Time is a limited resource, and every second lost is a blow to your progress. When you enter the game with courage and strategy, the benefits go beyond financial. You achieve not only wealth, but also autonomy, security, and the ability to achieve your greatest dreams. The peace of mind of knowing that you have control over your financial life is a victory that transforms the way you see the world. Number 9, the investor's secret. How to make your money work for you. Those who don't invest work their entire lives for those who do. Your money can generate income while you sleep, but if it just sits in your account, you're letting the opportunity for wealth slip through your fingers. Have you ever stopped to think about the power that money has when it's working for you? Those who don't invest are condemned to work their entire lives for those who do. This is a harsh reality, but it's also an invaluable opportunity for those who decide to take action. Your money can be a dedicated employee, generating income even while you sleep. However, leaving it sitting in your account is like letting a valuable resource rot, useless. Investing is not just an option. It's an essential strategy for financial freedom. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your stability doesn't depend exclusively on your daily efforts, but on a system that you created to prosper. What investors know, and what many ignore, is that the secret to getting rich is making your money grow exponentially over time. Albert Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. It transforms small financial efforts into incredible results. When you invest, your earnings compound new earnings, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. Every day that your money works for you, it builds a more stable, more promising, and, above all, freer future. What the rich know, successful investors don't just accumulate wealth. They multiply it. Instead of spending it on fleeting things, they direct their resources toward assets that generate returns. Stocks, real estate, ventures. Each investment is a piece of a puzzle that, over time, forms a picture of lasting success. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment to invest. The truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect moment. But the present moment is always the best time to start. Every day you waste is one less day for your money to work for you. So where do you start? Evaluate your options, understand the risks, and make decisions that align with your long-term goals. You have a choice. Continue to let your money sit idle, working for others, or play the investor game and change your destiny. The secret is to learn, act, and, above all, believe in your ability to create wealth. Number 10, the millionaire code. Discover what they know that you don't. Millionaires don't think like most people. They don't buy things to look rich. They create assets that make them rich. If you change your mindset, you'll change your bank balance. Number 11, building your empire. Are you creating wealth or just surviving? Surviving is paying bills and waiting for your next paycheck. Building wealth is creating a solid financial foundation that guarantees your freedom forever. Which scenario are you in? There's still time to change, but only if you act now. Number 12, the path to $1 million. Are you really ready for change? The first million is not a distant dream. It is an accessible destination for those who follow the right principles. Those who start today reap the rewards tomorrow. The question is, are you ready to take the first steps, or will you continue to postpone your financial freedom? If this message has opened your eyes, it is because you already feel that you need to change. What you do from now on will determine your financial future. The choice is yours. Continue in the rat race or build an empire. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it has opened your eyes and that you start to put your project into practice. If you want to check if you are subscribed and confirm me, you can write in the comments. In the next video, a surprise is waiting for you. So see you there. See you next time. God continues the Bible motivation.